Hey everyone, my name's Holland. I'm an amateur artist, mostly doing watercolour, sometimes gouache, sometimes other media. And this is actually the first time I'm ever doing a sketchbook tour on YouTube, so please be kind. So this is just a really small, I think it's A6 size watercolour sketchbook. It's by Moleskine, 250 GSM. Here we go. So there was some personal details there, I've covered that up. I started this in January of 2023 and I finished it just recently in July 2024. So it's been quite a long time, but as I say, I am an amateur. I don't do this every day. And I've also had periods of time where I've just kind of lost interest and then come back to it after a while. So this is the first one. I did this when I was watching a lot of Landscape Artist of the Year, and this was one of the scenes that they had to paint, which was this place called Eden Projects. I went onto Google Maps and found a reference for it, and this is painted in watercolour with a little bit of white pen on the top. It's quite sketchy. I've kind of tried to continue on that page, but that page isn't a watercolour piece of paper, so it's not quite the same. The next one is even more sketchy. It says here that I did it quickly, and it was from Google Maps. This is Glastonbury Tour. These are from photos that I've taken myself at Samye Ling, which is a Buddhist monastery in southwest Scotland, a place called Eskdale Muir. And then, so this is based on a sort of fountain thing with a statue in the middle, and then I think there's a little statue there as well. It's quite a sketchy one. And then this one is from the same place. There's a little house. I can't remember what the name, I think it's called a stupa. There's a house called a stupa, and then around it here are the prayer wheels. So each wheel would be inscribed with prayers in another language, and you would roll the wheels around, and each roll would constitute another prayer. And they were motorized as well, so they would constantly turn on their own even if you didn't turn them. I enjoyed painting this. I think anything where there's a man-made structure and we've got these sort of lines of perspective, I enjoy doing that. So here, this is not very good. I tried to draw fox without a reference, and it went about as well as you could expect, although I do kind of like the style of the background, so I may turn that into a larger piece at some point and try to do it, you know, less as a sketch and more as a finished piece. And then here I've tried to redeem myself with the fox and haven't really. Okay, that's a bit crap. I was just experimenting with some lino and it didn't turn out very well. I was trying to make a logo for my Etsy shop, which is called Blue Chalice. So I was trying to create a chalice. What I didn't think about was that there was text underneath, and I just carved it out without turning it backwards. So of course when I stamped it, the writing was backwards. But I tried to just, you know, make it look a bit nicer with the swirls and the dots and stuff. Don't really know what to say about that. That was, I think I was practicing for a little mural that I painted in my house on a fireplace. So I'll take a picture of that and put that in here to show you. This was to do with, I went out on a walk. I was listening to some druid chants, and this is the word that they chant. Arwen, it means divine inspiration. And I was walking to the Transpennine Trail, and this was the sign for it, but it had been graffitied on, so that was what that is. I did this with watercolour pencils. I don't think I activated them very much afterwards. This, I was into art journaling for a little while, or at least I tried to be. Didn't really find it that interesting, but that's what this is, and that, I think the next page is as well. Yeah, you can pause that if you want to read it. And I think there is some sort of glittery watercolour in the background. So this is from a phase I went through where I was creating sort of rainbow style Celtic knots. I really enjoyed this, and I have a bigger piece that I did, which I made into a print, which is basically the same as this but bigger. I will show that here. I would like to do something with this, maybe scan it in, make a sticker or something like that. And then, I don't know how well you can see this because it's quite faint. This was done with watercolour pencils, and it is based on a photo of my grandfather. I took the photo in 2015 in Bullazabuchen in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, and I painted or drew it in July 22. This is stuff for my Etsy shop. I was kind of trying to come up with the designs that I might use. I don't think I ever did anything with these. And then these are from Skillshare classes. There's quite a few Skillshare classes from here on. So this one was by Chiara Mazzetti. So I've done this and then I've made some notes about it. I think I was using watercolour markers at this point. Same here and here. And if you look at that, that is the same landscape as that one, but I've just done it slightly differently. And then I think this is based on a photo in Scotland. I can see that that is Slains Castle, but I have a feeling that the rest of this landscape is based on a different picture, so it's like a composite. Another Skillshare class, this was stained glass style painting by Jeanette Johnson, and it's just basically practicing watercolour textures. That was from a class as well. I think it was the same class. Yes, stained glass style, so that's from the same class. The twisty leaves I think might have been from a YouTube video, but I haven't written which one, so sorry about that. Actually, I didn't turn that one around to show you properly. I do have a larger version of that as well, actually, which I'll put in here. Another Skillshare class, which is Watercolour Mosaic Abstracts by Denise Love. I really liked this technique. Basically you get either washi tape or masking tape. You put it not only around the edges, but you put some in here as well, just randomly create shapes, and then you watercolour, and then you add different textures, you drop other colours in, and then you can doodle on it with a pen and stuff. I have some larger versions of this in another sketchbook as well. Here are some designs that I did for my Etsy shop, so it's kind of magical, witchy type of stuff. So we've got moons and mushrooms and leaves and stuff, and I'm using some of my glittery watercolours there. And we've got potion and crystals here, and then similar kind of designs. This I created using some of the techniques from that stained glass class, but instead using my own elements behind it, which is a goddess. I do have a larger version of this piece as well, so I'll show you that. That one, don't think I've done anything with that yet. I think I need to scan it in and just clean it up a little bit, but I do quite like that. These are not very good. I was having a go at roses. Every time I try roses, I never quite get it right. And then this one is a painting of this fake plant. That is me trying a tutorial from this book, which is 4-Step Watercolour by Marina Bakasova, if that's how you say it. And then I'm just watching some of my various watercolours. These ones are Winsor & Newton's Cotman sketching set, and then a couple of handmade paints that I got off Etsy. Some more from the book that I mentioned, 4-Step Watercolour. And that's from the same book. And then I was swatching my Kuretake paints, which are the Gem Colours set. Another twisty leaf. And then, is it really a sketchbook if there isn't at least one page that's upside down? So this is a YouTube tutorial I've written with a question mark because I don't really remember. I quite like the sort of looseness and sketchiness of this one. I don't really know what that was. It's unfinished, and by the time I came back to it, I kind of didn't really know what was going on with it, so I just left it. This was more recently. I was having a go at looking for folk art flowers and just creating myself some little references. I think that I quite like the folk art style and I might do some more of that. And then I was trying folk art animals, which didn't go quite so well, but I do like the fish. This one is based on a reference photo that I took when I was out on a nature walk. It's not quite the same as the photo because the photo is like this sort of ratio, so I kind of stretched it out. And I think the next few pages are a similar thing where I've taken a reference photo this size and stretched out the eventual spread. This one was from the same walk. This was based on the reference photo, and then I just continued it on this page based on memory. I liked the lines here sort of leading to this unknown place, which I think was a school. This tree kind of looks like a lollipop. I need to get better at doing more realistic trees. And then again, this was based on a photo, and these are supposed to be poppies, and the photo was sort of this size, but I kind of stretched it out and I changed some elements. This is just based on a photo that came up on my Facebook feed, which is turned out to be Anaho Bay. When I looked up that place, it's a little island in the middle of the Pacific. And then this is a nearby place called Hardwick Hall. I've never been there, so this is just from a reference photo that I found of it while trawling Google Maps. And then this is from a photo that I took probably back in 2015, certainly many years ago anyway. And it's of Buchaness in Aberdeenshire in Scotland. This is kind of a little island which has a lighthouse on it. And then that isn't watercolour paper, and that's the end of the sketchbook. So yeah, I'd love to see the kind of sides of a sketchbook when it's finished and it's all wavy from all the layers of water and paint and stuff, and it won't sit flat unless you close it properly. So yeah, and on the outside here I've just put some stickers. So these are just mushroom stickers off, I think they were from Temu. This is one of my designs of a goddess, and then these two are also my designs of stickers on Canva. So all I really did was arrange elements for these two, whereas this one I designed from scratch. And that is my first sketchbook tour. Give you another little flick through. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I do have some other sketchbooks on the go, including the larger one that you've seen a few sneak peeks of in today's video, and also an A5 one which you saw me in a recent video showing you how I made it. So please like and subscribe to get notified when those videos go up.